Yo, what's up gamers, it's Bunk here, welcome back to another video. Fitz and SwaggerSouls have been cancelled for saying the word retard, which really shouldn't be barred from usage. That's right, I, as someone with autism, think that it's more harmful to treat it as a slur than not. And let me tell you why. But first, of course, let's go over the incident in question. So on the Epic SMP, and if you are unaware, that is a survival Minecraft server, where characters such as Matt Watson, Jax Films, Quackity, Captain Sparkles, and of course, SwaggerSouls and Fitz all come together to play Minecraft on stream. Now, these servers have basically just been blowing up recently. It's incredibly good for business since all creators can basically just pool their collective fan bases all into one stream. But there is going to be a large problem with having creators like Fitz at these events. See, what it does is it exposes Fitz's humor to a wider audience, which is not exactly a family-friendly humor, doesn't really Blues Clues material. So basically, Fitz just lets the word retard rip, and it upsets all the people who have their most liked tweet on their resume.
Oh, shit, what am I actually doing? I'm retarded. Can I say that? Are they gonna get mad at me on Twitter? There we go, I did it.
Wow, as an autistic person, I am incredibly offended. I am literally recoiling in my chair. I am in such a violent rage right now. I'm gonna go punch a child. So he said a word that people don't like, and the world is now ending. Now, a lot of people got upset over this clip on Twitter, and I mean a lot of people. He was trending for quite a long time. So SwaggerSouls just had to make a statement showing how disappointed he is in Fitz's language. As you can imagine from SwaggerSouls, he was incredibly upset that Fitz would say such a word on the live stream.
He said, like, that's retarded. So the r-slur.
Dude, now you did it!
Yeah,
Swagger!
Why?
We're gonna get trending again.
I like that though, because of the way Minecraft, like, Twitter is, that, like, they've now had that as the #1 trending thing I see with 16,000 tweets.
Yeah, bro. It's fucking retarded.
Now you're gonna be on that too, man.
Let's go! Let's go!
Oh my, I can't believe this. Dude, SwaggerSouls said something offensive too. I feel cheated, shocked, backstabbed, and quite possibly bamboozled. It's so out of the ordinary for them to make jokes that are offensive. They're always just the most clean comedy group on the entirety of the internet.
So that professor's like actually low-key creepy as fuck, creating little girls. Like the whole premise of the show is he wants to make 3 little girls. And then he makes them so badass that he can't even fuck them.
And as you all know, as a Misfits fan, I'm incredibly upset. So SwaggerSouls basically just made sure that he wouldn't be left out of the Twitter cancellation frenzy. Now, here's where the controversy is. I basically have a tweet right here that I'd like to take a look at that basically summarizes the entirety of this controversy and the entire argument against them using such words. So the tweet reads as follows.
He used the r-slur. That has been historically used to oppress autistic people. Sir, do you need to walk into a classroom?
Oh boy, I am so ready to tear this to shreds. I keep hearing this every single time the word retard is brought up in a topic of conversation. But the history, Bunk. Do you not know the history? The history of the word retard? It is not good. It's very bad history. The history is all people seem to want to talk about. So if you want to talk about history, here's your history lesson, alright? Buckle up. The word retard is derived from the Latin prefix re, meaning again or back, and the word tardus, meaning slow. Now this is where the important stuff begins. All the way back in the 1960s, back before JFK was gonna realize that convertibles really weren't his thing. Words like idiot and cretin were all seen as completely polite ways to refer to people with mental disabilities. However, as time progressed, these words started getting negative meanings. Thus, we created a new, less offensive word, the word retard. Just like what happened to the word retard, except now people are trying to prevent it from being used by non-neurodivergent people, instead of letting it be used by the general public. Here's something you gotta understand. Words lose meaning over time as they are overused. This is a simple fact of language. They just do. That's why I fought so hard to keep the word pedophile being used in the correct way during the Carson drama. Certain words we want to lose all meaning, and other words we want to keep the meaning to. When you use a word to describe something it previously didn't, the word becomes dulled in its usage. This is what happened to words like cretin and idiot. The fact that you probably didn't know they were used to refer to neurodivergent people in a time long past shows that words lose their meaning. They have completely faded and become disconnected from the neurodivergent community. They're just words that mean stupid nowadays. They have no ability to be correctly weaponized like the word retard could. What you are doing whenever you prevent people from using these words is you're actually giving them far more power to the people who would want to use them maliciously and taking it away from those who don't. The people who will use it regardless whether they're shunned or not, those are the people who want to use it in a malicious way. I really don't want to give them power, do you? These are not the people we should be giving the power of these words to. But not only this, but the pursuit to make these words non-offensive is just not going to work. Historically, what people are trying to do has not worked. These words will always be offensive to some, and they will always be derived into an insult by some. It's just a matter of whether we want them to be directly linked to the neurodivergent community or not. Do we want them to be able to be weaponized against the neurodivergent community, or are you okay with it becoming a word like cretin, a word that's completely disconnected from the neurodivergent community nowadays, and has no ability to be used as a weapon against the neurodivergent community? In the same vein as the word retard, by the logic that I've been presented, the words cretin, slow, and idiot would also be slurs. Now, a counter argument may be, well, some people will always be offended by these words. Some neurodivergent people will always find them offensive. Yes, that is true, but it doesn't mean we need to completely bar the word from usage. Instead, we need to talk with people like, you know, actual human beings and resolve our issues on a one-to-one basis. There's no reason to use a blanket, complete banning of a word whenever you could just have a conversation with people about words that mess you up. This is how it should work with pronouns, how it should work with literally anything else. Whenever people are using it in a non-offensive way, whenever somebody makes a mistake and offends you in a non-intentional way, it should not be a big issue. In fact, let me actually bring up a previous conversation I had with a friend at one point. I used to be offended by the word autistic. I know I was an incredible snowflake, alright? I get it. Don't bully me, please. But I basically was offended by the word autistic because it was normally used to insult people. Nowadays, I don't really care, but back then, I did care. I cared a lot about it. And this is how the conversation between me and a friend played out whenever he used that word. Wow, man, the way you play Smash is incredibly autistic. Hey, I get that you actually meant well whenever you said that, and I understand that you didn't mean to upset me, but I actually do not feel very good about myself whenever you use words like that against me. I know you didn't actually mean to offend me, so I'm not gonna hold it against you, but it just please refrain from doing that next time. Yeah, man, I totally get it, alright? I understand that you didn't like that word. I won't do it again. Yeah, thanks, it's alright. I knew you had the best intentions when you said it. And that should be it. That should be the end of the conversation. If they continue to use it as an insult, that's whenever it becomes a problem, and we should address that on a case-by-case basis. It should be treated like any other insult. Like if I were to call my friend Four Eyes in a loving and compassionate way, like, shut up, Four Eyes. That should be treated differently than if I were to repeatedly pick on a kid in school and say, hey, Four Eyes. These types of things require a case-by-case basis, and by actually trying to bar it from usage, you are permanently tying it to the neurodivergent community and causing far more harm than good. So as somebody from the neurodivergent community, somebody with autism, I humbly request that you stop trying to gatekeep this word. If people don't like that Fitz used it and they're really offended whenever they hear that word, that's fine. You can stop watching Fitz. But to act like he shouldn't have a career because he said a word that should not be barred from usage is just an absurdity. There's no actual rational argument for why we should start gatekeeping the word retard. Many people will disagree with me on that statement, but nobody will prove me wrong. It has happened time and time again with words. There is no way to gatekeep a word in order to make it less effective against the people that you want to protect. Now, Fitz actually did end up issuing a really heartfelt and sincere apology for saying the word retard, and I think it'd be best if we actually did take a look at that apology before we close off this video.
Yeah, Keem, a bunch of children are not very happy with me because I said retarded. Kind of retarded, if you ask me.
Wow, okay, now I understand why people are offended. That was, oh my, why would you do that? Dude, he mined a dirt block with a pickaxe. He mined a dirt block with a pickaxe. Who does that? What kind of a monster does that? We all know you're supposed to use a shovel for dirt. All right, that's it. Cancel Fitz. I actually changed my mind, all right? Cancel Fitz for mining the dirt block. That's too far. That is unforgivable. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for the video today. If you actually enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I try and get the videos out as quickly as possible. It is actually quite a lot of work, so I really do appreciate the support you've given me thus far, and it's been Bunk, and I will see you all in the next one.